good afternoon. This is Debbie Broughton, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from St. Robert, Missouri. I'm jumping on here this afternoon for day 5 of the Boardwalk Fun class that I'm doing. So, I'm just going to wait a few more minutes. I'm on here just about a minute early because I always like to be sure I'm straight, and I am pretty straight today. If you're here and you comment, that would be great. I'm not sure if I will see them because for some reason my comments aren't showing up. I went and clicked that I want to see all my comments. I clicked anyone in the public can comment, and still they don't show up till after I finish the comment. I'm really trying to be able to do my lives on YouTube. That way perhaps their comments would work, but I need 5 more subscribers to my YouTube channel, because after I finish these I download them and put them on YouTube because Facebook deletes them after 30 days, and I want people to be able to go back and look at them later if they need it to remember how to make something. So I think it's time now. Again, I'd like to say welcome. I'm Debbie Broughton, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from St. Robert, Missouri. We're having a nice sunny day today. I don't know if you saw in the news where Springfield, Missouri on Tuesday got hit with 3-inch hail, and it was like almost as big as a softball or a baseball. And so many cars are ruined. Like it said, the one high school, every car in the parking lot was probably totaled. It's just a mess. Thankfully, we live about an hour and a half from there. Thankfully, by the time it got here, we just had rain and maybe 10 to 20 little bitty pieces of hail, but nothing big. So we were blessed in that way. So today I'm going to show you how to make a bendy card. So when it stands up, it kind of looks almost like it's a 3D card. I know it's kind of hard to see that in the video, but that is what we're going for today, to make it kind of look like a 3D diorama card. So I'm going to put my directions here for day 5. Now, I realized I forgot a step. Actually, I forgot 2 steps. So I kind of had to put little arrows down because I didn't want to go on to the next page and have to try to flip pages and stuff for you. But when I write it out in the description on the YouTube, I will write it out in order without all the little arrows and stuff. It's just when I was thinking how to do it, I forgot some steps. So you could take a screenshot and then you would have the measurements. So let's get started. Again, we're using this beautiful Boardwalk DSP. This piece is just beautiful. This whole piece is like this on one side, and then it's like this on the other side. So I want it to be able to cut the, I almost forgot what it's called, the roller coaster out of the same paper so that it would match. So that's why I cut this sheet at 6 by 7. Now, if you were using a different paper and you wanted to put your roller coaster on a different sheet, you would need to cut this at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, which we're going to do after we cut out the roller coaster at the top. So I'm going to get out my stamp apparatus, as usual when we're making these cards. And I'm going to put my paper in here. I know I repeat myself every day when I do this, but I like people to know. So I'm going to push it up against these little pegs that hold down the grid paper and line this side up with the 2-inch. That way if something were to happen and my paper moves a little bit, I can get it back in the right position to stamp it a second time. So let me get out my stamps here. I need the roller coaster. I know some of these really got stained because I used the Blackberry Bliss on them, and that really stained the photopolymers. So, move this out of the way. I'm going to lay this up here at the top, and so I'm going to lay it like this, and I'm going to go to the very edge. And I have the wrong side up. I want the smooth side up so it'll stick to the plate. So, there we go. I probably didn't have to cut it the whole 6 inches, but I just did. Probably 5.5 would have been good. Then I'm going to take my plate and I'm going to add it on here. I'm going to push. It's going to pick up the stamp. And I'm going to ink the stamp with my Memento ink. Okay, that looks pretty well inked up. If it doesn't stamp all the way, we can always ink it and stamp again. And I'm going to put it back on my pegs. And I'm going to slightly push. And since this one's such a big stamp, I kind of like to rub it a little bit because it's a lot of photopolymer to transfer the ink to the paper. Voila! Oh, I see I missed a car a little bit. Can you see this car here? So let's just go ahead, since we have the stamping positioner, and we can for sure stamp in the same spot. We're just going to try again and get it really dark. That probably was not a good idea, huh? To drop the ink pad right on the plate. Let me see, I have this fancy towel here that I use when I get ink places. Okay. Now I'm going to turn this back over and we're going to try again and see if we can get that one car to look darker. So I'm just going to kind of rub extra hard there. Perfect. I like it when a plan works out. So now I'm going to take this off here. I'm going to put this away. And I'm going to get out my paper snips. And this is so easy to cut out. I'm just going to cut out right along the edge of the roller coaster. There we go. I did get up a little bit higher on this one than I did that one. And if I wanted to, I could put it in my paper trimmer and trim that, but I think I'll be okay with it. But I do need to get my paper trimmer now. I need to trim this down to 4.5 by 5.5. So let me make room for my trimmer. So we want it to be 4.5. First of all, let's just cut this so we can't see this part that we cut the roller coaster out. And we're going to turn it this way. Well, I need to put a new blade in. And we want to cut it at 4 1/4. So we don't really want to cut it this way, 4 1/4, because that's going to cut off our trees. So we're going to turn it this way. And we're going to lay it here. And we're going to cut off 4 1/4. And now we want it to be 5 1/2 across. So if I do it there, I'm going to cut off this tree. But let's see. Let's see if we go this way and just cut right next to this tree. Maybe we wouldn't have to cut off the whole tree. So we're going to put it at, oh, that made it almost perfect, just a little sliver here. So now we can get as many palm trees as we can in our background. And now we're going to score it at 2 3/4, but remember when you're scoring DSP, do not push hard on your scoring blade because it tears easier than cardstock does, and we don't want it to tear. So we got that part ready. Now we're going to take this white piece, which is our card base, and we're going to turn it over so that we're doing the back, and we're going to stamp Happy Birthday, Enjoy the Ride over here on this side. Happy Birthday, and then Enjoy the Ride. There we go. Now if you wanted to, you could put another palm tree on this side or something, or leave that so you have more room to write. Now we're going to turn it over this way, and we're going to adhere this piece. We don't want to bend them completely in half because we just want them to be able to bend a little. If you see what I mean, I just want it to stick up a little. I don't want to completely close it. So we're going to put some glue on the back of this. My glue refills for my glue press are supposed to be here today. I can't wait to use that again. I know I could have put this glue in there, except for I needed something. I might be doing a class for the teen girls at church, and I need to have some of that, you know, so everybody can get a bottle of this glue for that project. So I'm going to fit this on here. It should fit perfectly. We're going to kind of smooth it out a little to be sure that it sticks. And it's going to stand up here. It'll stand better when we get the roller coaster part on. So now this piece, the green, the garden green piece that we did not score on either side, I think we do score it here in the middle at 2 3/4. I'll add that to my directions. I forgot these little steps when I was writing out the directions. Nope. How long is this? This is 5 1/2, so it's 2 3/4 should be halfway. Well, we're going to think that it is. It is, it just didn't look like it in the cutter. We're going to add some glue down here. This is supposed to kind of maybe look like the grass. just so it doesn't look like the roller coaster and the Ferris wheel are floating in the sky. And we're going to add this here. Line it up on that edge, line up the score line. This one is not hard to make once you get things cut, and it's not even really that much to cut. Be sure that it still wants to bend a little. Now we're going to take this piece where we've scored a 1/2 inch at each side, and we're going to fold those in. Fold those like down so that they're going to be able to glue down. And we're going to take our bone folder. I'm trying to think. And so we want to kind of go like this. We just kind of want to get it a little bendy, as they would say for this card. So now we're going to add the Ferris wheel. Perhaps it would have been easier to add the roller coaster, not the Ferris wheel, before we bent it, but I will try to get this attached, and then we can use the bone folder again if we need to. I'm going to start at this edge, and I'm going to make my way over to the other edge with the tabs still folded down like this. And then I'm going to take my tear and tape and put some tear and tape on each end here. On that end. If I can get it to start, and on this end. So now if you wanted to, you could add your Ferris wheel and your palm trees, or you can do them after you put it on. I'm going to go ahead and put it on and do those after. So let me find my pick-a tool here so I can pick off this paper. When I was looking through my stuff the other day, I found some of the old sticky tape with the red on there. It used to get so much static on it that the red would just stick to your fingers so hard or so tight that it was hard to get it off. And I like much better the tear and tape. So we're going to put this edge here, and we're going to put this edge over here. Now see, it makes a card, but it will still lay flat when you go to put it in the envelope, but when it comes out of the envelope, it will pop up to be the 3D picture. I really like this card. So now I have the cars for the roller coaster. I see a part's not poked out here, this last car. Just put some dots on there so that it will hold. This to our roller coaster. Now yesterday when I was making, or one day when I was making my things, I couldn't decide what you call the cars on the Ferris wheel, but I watched somebody making a card and they called them gondolas. But I did not cut out different gondolas because this is all in black. It's to look like a shadow. So I thought it would not be very useful to cut out more to put on top. So we're going to put the keep getting it mixed up, the Ferris wheel, just right here behind. I'm going to add some glue on this part here. Maybe I'm going to add some glue to that bird. And I really don't think it matters which side shows unless your plates are kind of scratched and the one side looks a little scratched up. Then I'm just going to slip this back here. Now the thing you want to be sure is that it's not sticky back there. And I got some glue that's not underneath the Ferris wheel. So before I finish, I'm going to get my embossing buddy out and kind of wipe it back there. That adds a little bit of powder from the embossing buddy, makes the glue not as sticky. Now I want to have these two palm trees. So I'm just, again, going to put a little bit of glue on their trunks. And we're going to stick them back here. Stick this tall one here. And the shorter one next to it. So there we go for the palm trees. Now we're going to add some embellishments. I found in my stash of embellishments like these little stars, and I thought that they might be pretty up here in the sky, like it's starting to get dark. So, but you could put anything if you had some fresh freesias or even black ones, or maybe just rhinestones. A lot of different embellishments would look nice on this. I am just trying to use up my embellishments because I seem to have so many. And then I get new ones, and then I forget the old ones. And so, that is my goal, is to use up some of my older ones and make room. That's a heart. I don't want to put that. And make room for new ones. I bought this Picket tool when they first came out, and it's like getting loose. When I have the pointy side out, it gets loose. When I have the spatula side out, it doesn't. So I think maybe just from using it so much and taking it in and out, it's just wearing a little. So I'm going to put this one right here, right behind this Ferris wheel. I'm going to reach in there. So there we go. I didn't put a greeting on the front, but you could put maybe like a celebrate banner down here. So there we go. Now we were only going to have 5 days of the Boardwalk Fun cards, but I saw this beautiful card made with the DSP and stuff last night. So I will demonstrate that one tomorrow, and it'll be day 6. Just because it's so beautiful with these colors. These colors are just fantastic. The paper is still available. The stamp set is available in French. And I think the dies... No, the dies might be out. I'm not sure about that. But I'm hoping that maybe you bought this